You know, I've been talking about the Bill Cosby thing for about 4 years now. And every time you turn around, somebody or something proves me right. I told you guys that Bill Cosby will become the face, or if not, a scapegoat for the Me Too, Time's Up movement, whatever name they give it. Now, I don't know Mr. Cosby. And I had said for the very first commentary I gave, there's a possibility he could have done what he was accused of. But when you start listening to the women that accuse him stories, and knowing this country's history, and knowing how black men are treated, there's no way he could have done what he did that many years without somebody down him out. All these women have the same exact response. Nobody's that lucky. These women said that Cosby drugged them, and they didn't go to a police officer or be file a report, go to a doctor, tell friends or family. A lot of these women were casting couch. A lot of these women went sought a married man, and some of these women never even been intimate with Mr. Cosby. But the powers that be in Hollywood and even in the legal community decided that it's time to separate this man from his wealth that he had accumulated over the years. Now, you heard me say time and time again, know your history, control your dollar. Now, I wasn't born in the 1960s. I wasn't born in the 1950s or 40s or 30s or 20s. But I do know there's no way in hell that a black man forced himself or manipulated a white woman. White women have never been afraid to go say, hey, that black guy did this to me. True or not? A lot of times, not true. Now, I'm not saying that we don't have crime in our community from our males. But the way society has projected the black male to be sexually deviant, it's become a generational thing. Turn on the TV, the news, movies, comedy shows, even cartoons portray us as violent. Hell, even in our own community, people have bought into the narrative of the angry, violent black male, young or old. This is why when we get beat down, shot down, disrespected, people have no sympathy for us. Hell, sometimes we don't have sympathy in our own community because we've been conditioned by media images, by politicians, that the black man is no earthly good. So when you're accused of something, guilt is already assumed. Hollywood helped destroy Bill Cosby's reputation. Now, for years, we've heard of other Caucasian men, so-called Hispanic and Asian and Indian and Native American, being accused of sexual indiscretions, sexual violence, regardless if they straight or gay. But it seemed to only stick with black males, and it seemed that it went to overdrive once Mr. Obama became president of the United States. Now, it always has gone on, but when he got in the White House, people got spooked. And some of our people don't even remember when the dynamic changed or what was being said or what was being done in the media. If you guys don't believe me, ask yourself, why didn't television shows that had a president in the show or movies capitalize on putting a black face in it since we had a black president? If anything, when they cast the shows, they made sure they reminded y'all that white men were the president. Or they even put white females as president in some of the TV shows and movies. And the thing is, I don't have a problem with that, but it was just too obvious. You knew what they was doing. If a brother presented that he was a family man, they said, "Oh, he's an what do they call it? Anomaly." If he respect women, they say he must be up to something nefarious. And Lord forbid if a young brother make a mistake. Oh man, they make an example. They go blame not just the family, but the entire community. But when Caucasian males, young or old, straight or gay, do things, they had to come up with excuses. It must have been a mental issue. Somebody must have put something in his food or his drink. They could shoot up a school, a bar, a mall. And, well, we don't know what's in their heart. But you know what's in the heart of a black man. And then if a brother get accused and he's afraid that you're going to take something from him, he goes on an apology tour. And once he do, they say, oh, nope, we still got to fire you. We don't need you. You don't need your service anymore. Look what they did to Isaiah Washington. Him and Patrick Dempsey had issue, but T.R. Knight and Catherine Heigl put themselves in the middle of it, and they would all talk about, yeah, Isaiah said this about me, blah, 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 setting up the narrative that he was homophobic. But when his co-star, the Asian woman, what's her name, Sandra Oh, came to his defense, people was taking them back, said, who do we believe? That's why some entities, some companies in Hollywood gave him a shot to be on certain TV shows and movies. But his career has been destroyed because of something that he was accused of way back in 2006. We're now 2018. Tell me where Isaiah Washington's been on something that's been a regular television show. And don't tell me that show on the CW, what's that? I forget the name of it. When they was in the future, some apocalyptic future. Doesn't that show cancel now? Or a mid-season replacement, something like that. He didn't have no star role. He was in a few episodes, but he wasn't a regular. And what happened when they got tired? Patrick Dempsey, T.R. Knight, kind of turned around and threw shade as the creator. But the creator of the show, Shonda Rhimes, threw Isaiah under the bus. Because you have particular communities, white females and white gays decided that they need to get rid of the brother. They wanted to make sure he could never get a nickname. You know, Isaiah Washington never had a nickname. Everybody said Dr. McSteamy, McDreamy, and whatever else. Chris Brown, same way. One incident with him and Rihanna, Harvey Levin at TMZ and them made sure, even up to this day, that Chris Brown can't move on. Incident happened when he was what, 19? Next year he'll be 29, and they still giving the brother grief. I mean, think about that for a second. So by the time Bill Cosby come along, they already got their formula perfected. We're just not going to go out there and have one or two. We don't have a multitude of them. And then any black person who says anything or put out the inaccuracies, we got to go find a black person so we can cover our bases. Beverly Johnson popped out and said, oh, Bill Cosby drugged me. All these years you ain't saying nothing. How you know somebody drugged you? If you knew he drugged you, why didn't you go to the police? And don't say because he's a father figure. Cosby Show wasn't on in 1982. The show that premiered to 1984. So you had 82, 83, and part of 84. And then again, if he did that to you and you can prove it, would you really give a damn about what people thought it meant at that time? No, you will want justice. Nope, they saw opportunity to join forces. And then when we called her out and she disappeared, they went and got D.L. Hughley and Wendy Williams and some other people to keep throwing him under the bus. Then you got people who ain't never worked with, never met him. And then when some of the women stories got called out as a lie, the media wouldn't even want to report it. But when our own people joined in and gave them cover, that's what they said. We can say whatever we want about Bill Cosby. We can make any story up and he can't defend himself. If we tried to defend himself, they put lawsuits against him, saying he was slandering them. But how can he defend himself if he can't speak? They was doing everything. His daughter was sick. They didn't care. She died. The media didn't say, hey, man, this man just lost his child. You guys accuse a man with no evidence. Any other time, people that said, well, statute of limitations, no evidence. This is not true. I told you guys, I said that first trial was a hung jury. I said second trial, they're going to get him. because they did it to O.J. Simpson. They couldn't get him in the court, so they got him in a civil trial. And they made sure they found him guilty. That dude got on TV. I didn't even know what Bill Cosby is. Really? The comics before that and to this day still make Cosby jokes. The way he talked, the way he dressed. I'm pretty sure he watched Family Guy. He saw an episode of Family Guy talking about Bill Cosby. I'm pretty sure he watched The Simpsons. That Dr. Hibbert character is supposed to be based off the Cosby. Think about that for a second. This guy hosted TV shows, kids say the darndest thing and all that stuff. So you didn't know who Cosby was. That's hard to believe. But let's just go with he didn't know. He said Cosby on words. Yeah, if you go back and listen to everything that Cosby said in the deposition, he didn't say. That was the media interpretation. And I've been yelling about it. I said, you guys, he wouldn't dare go out there and say, yeah, I drug women. We'll say stuff like that. But y'all believe that the black man does that. The man is blind. Deborah Norman, inside edition. Is he really blind or is he faking? If you've been watching him since 2000, you can see the man having issues with his sight. They went after Felicia Rashad because that was the one that was going to back him up right along with Camille. They said, no, we're going to stop her from starting. And they put a black woman in her face. No, the white gay guy, Jewish guy lied and said she said something and she confirmed. She said, I didn't say that because I'm pretty sure Felicia Rashad had her publishers, a PR person right there because most actors got the people in the room with them. They doing interviews. When she called him out, the guy said, oh, I misunderstood or I over embellished. Nobody called him out on it. But then ABC News put that black chick around and say, did you say this? People that would have never had a career if it wasn't for Cosby. Behind the scenes, in front of the cameras, they turned on because they figured, I'm not going down with him, so I'm going to go out here and say what I got to say. I'm going to make innuendo. When this stuff first happened, Lisa Bonet didn't have nothing to say because there was nothing there. But once he went to jail, she comes out and says something to her daughter who was in diapers when he knew her. Let me remind y'all, the Cosby Show been off since 1992. Zoe was born 1988. So when she saw him, the last she saw Bill Cosby, she was what, 3? Probably about to be turned 3. Because remember, Lisa Bonet didn't participate in the last season of the Cosby Show. Remember? Oh, no. Everybody forget. Logic just ceased to exist. Fast forward to this year, or this December. Or actually, after Thanksgiving, they started playing Christmas music. You had a radio station in Detroit said, we're not going to play Baby It's Cold Outside because there's a date rape song. Huh? Really? Okay. That's your interpretation. Fine. But then women in these different groups started the glam onto that. Oh, yeah, it's Baby It's Cold Outside. It's sexist. Now, they didn't blame Cosby. But guess who did blame Cosby? The daughter of the man who wrote the song, Susan Loesser. This woman picture here. She said, Bill Cosby messed up for my family. Made it difficult for my father. She didn't blame white women that was reaching. She didn't blame the program directors of these radio stations that was overthinking it or reaching. She went after Bill Cosby. Now, mind you, Harvey Weinstein had been accused. Les Moonves. I think it was, I forget the Epstein first name. Alan Dershowitz was accused of, because he was friends with Epstein, going on a private island, Bill Clinton. I guess you got about Woody Allen, Dustin Hoffman, Ryan Seacrest, Jeremy Pivens. What did you start seeing it coming for some of these dudes? You know, they practice a certain religious belief. She singled out Cosby. And the only reason why I could come up with she singled out Cosby, one, she saw that SNL skit that Kenan Thompson did with Baby's Quiet Side back in 2015, or she's a racist. It may be all the above. And the media was reporting, she blames Bill Cosby. She blames Bill Cosby. They stick together, don't they? They set up a narrative and they go with it. Nobody else in Hollywood who's been accused or just out there who's been in the news. Nah, Bill Cosby. Let's blame Bill Cosby. This is the problem in this country. Black men, we get accused for everything, and then we got proof, and we saying, yo, that's not us. Y'all insist on saying, it's them. They the one that did it. That's her most recent picture interview, and that's the movie that they sung it in. Dean Martin, a version of the song, was still popular. Now, at first, I was thinking that the Me Too number went too far. The radio stations that man say, oh, come on, y'all taking a song that was written many, many years ago, and times are totally different, and I don't think they was out there advocating rape. But then again, you never know, and then you have to understand, a lot of those songs were written by those people of a certain religious belief system. But she went and said Bill Cosby. Chances are she's racist. She didn't blame Donald Trump. He paid off women. He cheated on his wife while she had just given birth. He talked about women but bodies and who's ugly and all that stuff. You didn't blame Trump. She blamed Bill Cosby because it's easy to blame a black man in this country. Now y'all gonna say, Harvey, it's not racist. Oh yes, it is racist if you blame it only Bill Cosby. You ain't blame. Did she blame the judges that let those white guys last few years get away with rape? No, she blamed Cosby. That Bill Cosby did this to my family. I keep telling y'all, man, if they could blame the common cold on us, they would. This is why black men don't have long lives, because we're always under stress. We're always looking over our shoulder. And then y'all have to talk about women as victims. White women are victims. Really? Have y'all not been paying attention to all the video that's being taken every week? Some Caucasian woman is getting in our face. They don't care how old or young. Look at that 9-year-old boy that white woman went after. She didn't blame women for being oversensitive. She went there and put it on men. But these same women talk about slut walks, walking around half naked, talking about what they like to do out in the open, and then when people call them on it, you're being sexist, you're being insensitive, you're too mean. Now, like I said, I don't wish any harm on him. I take that back. That's some people I do wish catch hell. I ain't gonna lie to you. She's one of them. She sat back and she didn't bite her tongue. She got on TV. I blame Bill Cosby. She didn't blame Matt Lawler. She didn't say Charlie Rose. She didn't blame nobody that was Caucasian identified. She went after the brother because she knew it would be easier and people would accept it quicker. This is why when they be yelling that they a victim, I'm like, what's going on over there in the Middle East, the so-called Middle East? I got eyes and ears. I know what's going on. They targeting people who identify as black. So it's not that big of a jump that some people here in the United States have that mindset. Because what name had been mentioned since this spring? Farrakhan. You know, this group of people always got something going, always starting something. It bothers the hell out of me that we sit back and we let it happen over and over again. But when something happens to one of them, oh my gosh, we feel so bad for them. I don't, because they don't care about destroying your reputation. They don't care about taking your livelihood away from you or destroying your family dynamic. They're all about themselves. But I'm gonna tell you, and God knows I want to say something derogatory about it. I probably might make a Black Junction video where I can say really what I want to say about this chick. We have to jump through too many hoops to prove that we're innocent. But when you sit there and say Bill Cosby did this, you're disingenuous and you're showing your racism. Instead of calling out those women for sitting around waiting to go say something, you just believe that he did it. This is why so many brothers were in jail or in the cemetery, because that so-called Caucasian woman don't want to call out her men only when they really have to. Other than that, let's blame the black guy. He can't say anything. He can't defend himself. Remember, every time Mr. Cosby tried to push back, it pushed harder. He's disrespecting me. He's calling me a liar, but you accuse him of rape. No evidence, no nothing. Hearsay. This is how they get down. And then when you point it out to them, you're anti-Semitic. No. I'm consistent. I'm pointing out hypocrisies. See, if they was treat other actors and actors the same way, then I wouldn't have nothing to say. Because a lot of y'all are reaching. You should be mad at Caucasian women for interpreting that song the way they did. It's frustrating, because so many of our young men and women, or our older brothers and sisters, they believe in these lies that you tell it over and over again. Remember, they did this to Michael Jackson, and we saw what it did to Michael. We gotta start demanding justice when like if like I said, if those women went to the police when those incidents supposedly happened and it was documented, I might give you benefit of the doubt. But also to their stories, and a lot of them in the sex industry, I'm like, If Cosby had such a wandering eye, he would have left his wife. He would never still be with his wife. I just can't believe this chick gonna blame a man for all this crap. Didn't call out the women's movements. Then say, hey, ladies, take it down a bit. You guys are starting to get paranoid. Won't do that. That's too much like right. But let me go out here and blame a black man for something that a lot of men have been accused of. If she would said these guys out here taking advantage of women, then I wouldn't have had anything to say, because she wasn't specifically talking about an individual. That man has family that are miserable. They be at a miserable Thanksgiving. They're gonna have a miserable Christmas because the legal system decided it's time to break it. We can't get any other way but accuse me of murder or rape or some type of sexual indecency. But to Susan Loesser or Loser, whatever how they say, Loesser, whatever the name is, pronounce it. You're evil. You're wrong, and you know it. You just can't sit there and say the things you say without any consequences. There was a white woman in I believe somewhere in Florida or Baker or somewhere in that region called out women who lie. There are Caucasian men and women who are defending Cosby, saying he didn't get a fair trial. But by you saying what you said in public, you're giving everybody else cover. Well, again, people are chasing it. The reason why we stopped playing it because of Bill Cosby. Oh, you mean not all the other rapes and stuff? It didn't stop you from playing that music before. Nah, you're reaching, and we in the black community need to stop pushing back. People need to communicate to her. Say, hey, Miss Loesser or Loser, last whatever how you pronounce her name. Why would you sit there and lie on one of our patriarchs? It seems like a certain group of Caucasians are hell bent on making a black man the villain. So our mothers, our sisters, our girlfriends, our wives, our female cousins don't respect us because we're always supposed to be seen as violent. F this chick. She knew exactly what she's doing. She knew exactly what she said that would be carried by the media. God don't like ugly. Truly don't.